Hello everyone. So in practice 2, a particle is traveling on the x-axis has position x of t at time t. And the graph of the particle's velocity v of t is shown below, where t is in between 0 and 4. Okay, so we have this graph of the velocity of a particle is shown here. And so it's asking me, for t in between 2 and 4, is the particle speeding up or slowing down? And justify your answer. So the first thing I want to do is look at my interval from 2 to 4, right? So looking in between these 2 points at the graph. Are my output values positive? So hopefully you are saying yes, right? Because this entire graph here is above the t-axis, right, from 2 to 4. So I would say that the velocity function is positive from 2 to 4. So since I'll just say, so v of t is positive, for 2 is less than t is less than 4. Okay. And that's because I'm looking at the velocity graph, right? The particle's velocity. And so the output values are the velocity of the particle, right? So if the graph is above the t-axis, then that means that v of t is positive for these t values. Okay. And then now I need to look at the acceleration, and I need to figure out if that's positive or negative. Okay. So remember that a of t is equal to v prime of t. And so I want to know, is the derivative positive from 2 to 4? Now remember, the derivative is the slope of the tangent line, right? So the derivative at a point is the slope of the tangent line at that point. And if I were to draw tangent lines to any of the points on this graph from 2 to 4, hopefully you would say that the slope of all of these tangent lines, right, that I'm drawing to these points on this interval from 2 to 4, they're all positive, right? So that means that the acceleration is also positive from 2 to 4, which is positive for t in between 2 and 4, since the slope of the tangent line to each point t in between, well, I'll say on the interval, two to 4 is positive. Right, so the slope of each of those points that I was drawing there, right, the slope of the tangent line to each of those points, that I was drawing there is positive, which means that the derivative at each of those points is positive. And so that means, therefore, that the acceleration would be positive from 2 to 4. Okay, and so now, since I have that both the velocity and acceleration are positive from 2 to 4, then I know that the particle is speeding up. So here, the last part, I'll just say, since v of t and a of t are both positive, then the particle is speeding up.